Hi, hey Reset Women. This is Lynanne. I've got Susie on. Hey Susie.
Hi.
Yay. So for those of you that don't know about Divine Reset, that is a page a movement that I started back in February this year. And I called my good friend Wendy up, and I just felt in my life I had been going through so many different ups and downs, and sometimes I just couldn't get a handle on my life and my emotions, and I didn't know where to turn. And so over the last several years, I have invested a lot of time and money into myself just to find peace, because church wasn't enough for me, my hobbies wasn't enough for me. I have a fabulous husband and children, and that wasn't enough. And I felt lost. And so I called my good friend Wendy up and I said, Wendy, I think there are a lot of women like me. And she said, yeah, Lynanne, I'm one of them. And so we started this movement called Divine Reset with the idea that women, actually all human beings, let's get back to where we were as brand new little infants with perfect souls, nothing wrong, everything is perfect, and all of the dreams and hopes are right before us. And I'm going to be turning 50 in a couple of months, and so the last 50 years have been all this intake of, what society is telling me, what my parents have told me, what I think I'm supposed to do, and it's been jumbled. And so what we want women to know is hey, let's get back to that core of who we are and do a complete reset, a divine reset. And that's why we're here today. So we're starting an inspiration series that'll be weekly every Tuesday. And I'm inviting guests that are experts in ways to help us to get back to that divine reset. And so Susie is one of my favorite people. And I met her about 3 years ago. And can you see this smile? She is so lovely and contagious. I saw her at this event, and I knew I had to get to know her, and we've become really, really good friends. And she has had her share of trials. And what I love about Susie is this girl smiles, and she makes the most of every single day and every moment. And yes, she's human, and I'm so excited to have her on and to share some of her journey and what emotional fitness and emotional intelligence can do to bring happiness. So tell us about it.
So, like you were saying, I think that one of the greatest gifts that we can give ourselves is the gift of self-development, of investing your time and energy into yourself, because there's so many things and so many factors um, that go into making up who we are by the time we're of a certain age. And I feel like we all go through this reprogramming process. We feel lost, or we suffer adversity, or something goes wrong, and we just don't really know how to kind of organize it in a productive way. And I think when I found emotional intelligence, that's exactly what I needed. And I thought to myself, has it been right under my nose this whole time, or had I just never been aware enough to see it or to find it? And it really shaped who I am today. And I've been involved in self-development for, about 10 years, and been a coach and a facilitator for almost that amount of time as well. And like you said, I like the word emotional fitness, because it is like fitness. We always have to strive to be better, or it just gets away from us. Life is so busy. We have so many distractions. We have so many things that we have to do, places we have to be. We have children, we have work, we have just a myriad of things that our energy and that our minds have to attend to. And I think today I just wanted to discuss 3 small things that can help us to change. to transform, to make our life even just a little bit better, because that little bit better can translate into huge things. And one of the things that I wanted to discuss was not taking things personally. And because it's fitness, it's not like we can just start not taking things personally. It takes a little bit of time, it takes a little bit of practice, but not taking things personally really is about when somebody or something happens to you, you don't take it on as your own, like a negative comment or a driver cutting you off on the road or something you saw on TV that you feel offended about. I feel like this one agreement, and it's actually from the 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, can absolutely transform your life. And when I read about it and started implementing it in my own life, I couldn't believe it. I thought, oh my gosh, where has this agreement been? I've been taking everything personally, literally everything. And I felt just like I was just a victim to my own life, and that life was just coming at me. It was like life was attacking me at every corner, and I didn't know what to do. And I thought to myself, you know what if the things that people say and do are about them and a projection of themselves and not about me? And it really lifted that weight that I was feeling, because I thought, I can't please everybody. Literally, I can't please anybody because it's everybody's living their own reality. Everybody's, attending their own human reality. So that one agreement just alleviated stress in my own life. And I thought, well, if it can alleviate stress in my life, well, then it has to be the same for other people too. So it's one of the concepts and the agreements that I teach my clients and in my workshops. And I've seen that agreement just change and transform your whole life. Because I know, when you're driving down the street and, a driver cuts you off, and instead of feeling aggravated and angry and upset, you can say, hey, it's not about me. It's not really my business. Because what happens if we retaliate, right? If you're retaliating on someone cutting you off on the road, it can be quite dangerous. So it's the same thing in life, right? It can be quite dangerous to think, oh my gosh, they did this thing to me, I'm going to get back at them. So it's just that one agreement can alleviate just so much of the stress that we hold in our own lives. And life is inherently stressful enough as it is. So the next agreement I really like too, it's from the same book. It's not making assumptions. If we let people do what they do and we mind our own business, and if we do what we do, it's not like we go around trying to make people offended. But if we don't make the assumption of why we think, or we think we know why someone's doing something, because the minute we make a judgment about why they're doing what they're doing, we put not only our thinking, we put their experience in a box. And if you put their experience in a box to be judged, you're really saying you fit into this category that I believe to be true, and you imprison yourself. And because this is our human experience, we don't want to imprison ourselves into believing that. And typically when you make assumptions, how many times have you and me been incorrect, and we've totally made assumptions on something we have no idea about? And like I mentioned before, minding your business, minding someone else's business, because that's their life experience. We can help and support people, but it doesn't mean that we should imprison them and then imprison our own thinking as well. And I think that inherently causes just a lot of stress and a lot of distraction in our lives as well. When I dated, if somebody wouldn't text me straight away, or I would text my boyfriend and they wouldn't get back to me, I'd instantly be like, well, they must be cheating. Well, they must be cheating on me. I mean, how absurd and how insane for that to be the case. You put them in a box, you put yourself in this mindless thinking, and it causes an unbelievable amount of stress. And I think the third thing that I just wanted to cover briefly as well is, when we're making these decisions, we really are not being present in our own lives. Not only are we not being present in our own life, if we're not being present, then how can we give the gift of attention to other people? Because we're so distracted with the stress and the aggravation that these two things cause us. And I think another thing as well, when we're giving our gift of attention to people, we are all guilty of being on our phones, not giving people our full attention. You know, I've certainly done it. I have 2 young children now. I've been on my phone, and one of my daughters needs me, and I'm fragmented. I have had this fragmented attention span, and I think it's not fair to give people your fragmented attention. If you can just say, hold on a minute, I'm just finishing up, and give them your full attention. I mean, not only are you going to benefit, they're going to benefit. And if we can be the best that we can be in our own life, or at least be better, not only do we benefit from that, everybody benefits from that, right? Everybody could be a little bit happier, a little less offended, a little less stress, right? And then when we eliminate some of those factors in our life, it's amazing how we become more happy, more productive, more fulfilled. We get to the gym more, we give our spouses our full attention, and the list just goes on. We're more productive at work, we hit our goals more. And I think just the kind of those small agreements can really transform your whole life, not just a little part of life, your whole life. And again, it's just one of those things I like to call emotional fitness. It's a component of emotional intelligence. It just takes practice. It's not like you'll just change tomorrow. All of these things will just get better overnight. But if you kind of make small steps towards these things and these goals or these agreements, you'll see that your life will certainly take a turn for the better, and you'll see the positive impact that that has on your life.
Awesome. So Susie, how would you, I love all of that, all those points. So when you were talking about not taking things personally, you said something it really stuck out. When you were realizing that you needed to make a change, you said that you were a victim of your own life. That's really sad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it wasn't, basically you were letting other people have control.
Oh yeah. Everything about my life was not my life. It wasn't the life that I wanted, and it wasn't the life that I'd created it by not creating what I wanted.
Okay. Wow.
And so it's just like, oh my gosh, I don't want to live like this anymore. And it really, that breakdown really is an ultimate breakthrough. It just took a lot of time, a lot of work, a lot of energy in saying that's just not the life that I want to live anymore.
So what would you suggest to someone who is in the throes of that
Gosh.
victim mindset? What would you say to them so that they could at least, like, what would be a little baby step that they could do?
1, you can do it.
Okay.
2, tackle something small. Have small wins. Like, say if someone says something to you that you don't like, you feel offended, you go, you know what? I can make a conscious choice here. I'm not going to take that personally. And that's it. And you're like, hey, and you move on with your day, and you don't worry about it. You don't stress about it. It's just kind of those small steps in where you want to go. And then you realize when you do a few more of those, this compilation of wins, you start to see the trajectory and the results show up in your life. So it's just kind of one small step at a time.
Okay.
Because it feels too overwhelming. If you think you're going to tackle everything at one time, it's too overwhelming, you know?
Yeah. Well, and then, it's really a key thing, your second point about being present. No, that was your third point. Being present. The thing that comes to mind for me is honoring yourself.
Yes.
Honor your existence, honoring your past. Don't dwell in it, but honor that who you are today, that is who you are.
Exactly.
And work with it.
Yeah.
Don't beat yourself up.
We all have a past, whatever that looks like. And I truly believe that every single one of us, we don't have to delve back there all the time, but we do have to deal with some of the emotions that the past has caused us. So, I kind of have such gratitude for my past. I just have gratitude for it. You know, everybody suffers adversity. Everybody goes through trials and tribulations. Nobody to the exclusion of anything else. We all go through really, really difficult things. And I think that something like EQ can really just help us move through them in a positive and productive way so that we can honor who we are today and live the fulfilling lives that we deserve to.
Yeah, that's perfect. Another thing is, you were talking about when you were saying you're putting someone in a box and you're putting yourself in a box. And I don't know about you. I think you would be the same as me. I don't like being restricted. And that is absolutely restricting. It takes away so much freedom. It closes my mind, closes my heart, and I don't like living that way.
Yeah.
I don't want walls.
Yeah.
I want that freedom.
Mm-hmm. Freedom of love, freedom of existence, freedom to be who you are. And then if you honor yourself, then you know, by default, you honor other people, allow them to be who they are in this experience, and honor yourself as well.
Yes, awesome. Do you have one last thing you could say? Because we have a wide range of women, 18 on up to 70s, maybe beyond, but I know for sure in their 70s. Do you have any message that you'd like to leave with us?
Oh my gosh. Yes. Love yourself. Love yourself enough to make the commitment to be a better you each and every day. Just take one small step in that direction, and you will find that it makes a huge, huge impact in your future.
Oh, that is so beautiful. And it's so critical.
Mm-hmm.
It's so critical. Well, I love you.
I love you too. Thanks for having me, Linan. Thank you so much to everybody. I wish you all the best on your journey, and I can't wait to see you soon, Linan. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.